Auntie Peg, all right?
All right, everybody, it's the Arty 84 Show, episode 51, tonight here live in the Packy headquarters in Revere, Massachusetts. As always, to the left of me, wearing his maroon shirt, Adam the Mallet.
I know, I try to make it, I wear this shirt a lot on Monday.
You do? I like the bear. Well, it confuses me when I edit shows because I don't know what episode it is.
It has good advice, too.
What does it say? Don't feed the hipsters. You're right, don't feed the hipsters.
They come back.
I had a huge conversation with someone about hipsters. We'll get into that a little later. On the couch, wearing his PJs, who you may hear tonight, you may not hear tonight. It's Ronald Doubleback. I always forget his name.
You're just warming up. It's been a while, so you're
it's
just
been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we get the two dogs acting like assholes as usual. Oh, here comes Tommy. He knows we're live on air, so now he wants to be on TV. There we go. And Nola, of course. Susie J in the kitchen. In the laundry room, so she's gonna be doing what the woman should do, errands and chores, right, guys? Just kidding, of course. I don't believe that whatsoever.
We got a stupid preseason game on time.
That's a good way to get your ass kicked, just saying things around that with a chick that's bigger than you. She kicked my ass. She's taller than me.
That was bad.
She's like 6'5". She's like a.
Yeah, women interpret things completely different when you say things like that. Dude, that's a bad, bad thing to say.
I mean that in the nicest proper way.
That was the biggest no-no right there.
I'm a little loose here. Is the mic on?
I just turned it on.
No, there you go. You have to get really close to it, like it's
a posture.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
No, like really close.
Like that?
There you go.
She's gonna ram the mic up your ass.
I don't know what. Well, it's equivalent to you to be like she's.
You and I are the same height, so I don't know where you get that. I'm a linebacker.
I don't know. I read it on the newspaper.
Sorry, Suze, I think you could take him.
Giant. Oh yes, I could totally take it.
Yeah, you gotta get closer to that. You gotta like kiss it.
You know what? I gotta go cook.
Oh, okay. There you go. This
I'm starving.
Susie's 2 cents of the night right there. It's been 2 weeks since we were on layer because we were we were supposed to go on 2 weeks ago, but we and Susie had to leave early. Last minute notice.
You just beat the snowstorm.
We barely. Literally there was snow on the tips of our wings. All right, that thing is gonna annoy the fuck out of me. All I can hear in the headphones is the squeakiness of the toy.
That is gonna get bad. Now I know why that was in the closet.
Yeah, no kidding. I know I hit that one. Come on, guys, be good. Yeah, now it's like trying to get a dog like a bone out of their mouth right now. Uncle Ronald Doubleback gave me a Starbucks coffee cup thingy for Christmas, and it's nice and everything, but oh god, it's all mucky and wet. But it squeaks like hell, and all you hear is this squeak, squeak, squeak. And Tommy is so obnoxious. You know him; he'll go up to your face about 3 inches from your ear and just squeak it like an animal.
He does.
Well, he is an animal, I guess.
He is an animal.
Yeah. So I like how Zeus just pops up in the middle of the video. You do like a little twirl, you give it a little wave. Yeah, we had to escape early. We literally, so I'll get to go back to that. 2 weeks ago, we were flying down to Florida. We were supposed to fly out Tuesday night. Because that nor'easter number 3 was coming through, we changed our flight to Monday night. But we couldn't fly to Fort Myers direct. We had to fly to Orlando and connect. Okay, so no big deal. We had to rent a car anyway, so we just rent a car. We already got a hotel in Fort Myers the night before, so we're good. Well, so we get what would be an easy flight to Boston to New York to get a plane. Ended up having a 2.5 hour delay.
You guys always have delays.
Yes. So
you guys are the worst.
So Susie's like, MacGyver over there, or Columbo, trying to figure out where our plane was coming from and tracking it throughout the day. And the plane was late in the morning for leaving Vermont, and it was just late the entire day. Some hooker flight attendant was probably,
blowing the captain
and lost track of time. Who knows? That's true story. That actually does happen.
I know. I've heard horrible stories. Flight attendants and
firsthand, I've seen stuff go on.
I'm sure.
Anyways, so we finally get on the plane. Well, what they do is they get another plane. They don't get the plane we're riding. They get another plane. They roll in. So we think we're going to take off. We're like, oh, we're early. The plane's here. So we get on the plane and we sit and we sit and we sit. And the flight attendant's like, well, so you guys are on a plane.
Really?
This is not the plane you were supposed to be on, but we got you a plane. Unfortunately, the person flying this plane is still in the air, and the other plane that we were supposed to be on. So why board us at that point?
Yeah.
Really, why board? Because they thought it was going to be faster.
I'd rather be standing,
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, we're just getting aggravated, and we're looking at each other, and everyone smells in a plane. It's nothing like oh my
gross.
god,
It's like recycled air.
It is.
Germs, nastiness,
and you're in
you
this
just get all clammy and sweaty, and
yeah,
it's just nasty.
And you're in this like giant
They start to glow.
Okay.
This was the flight from New York to Orlando, not Boston.
Yes. We were on both planes, delayed, sitting there. If you remember...
But the one that didn't have AC...
I never said anything about AC. Oh. I'm not getting there yet.
But AC Slater.
She's jumping a gun right here. I'm building a story up to that point.
I don't remember sitting on a plane for 2.5 hours from Boston.
We didn't wait for 2.5 hours. We were delayed 2.5 hours. We were sitting on a plane for an hour. Yes.
It's like that didn't happen. Already mentally, when you made me drunk and you thought this
happened. Why did we have to run? Why did we originally have 2 hours for our connection, and then we literally had to run and put our arm in a door to get on the gate of the plane?
Happen? It did happen.
Okay, that happened.
We were running through the airport.
So if we weren't delayed 2 hours, then why do we have a 2 hour delay? Exactly.
2 weeks ago.
And that running from one side of that terminal in New York to the other side of the terminal in New York has basically told both of us they were incredibly out of shape. And I'm sorry I left her. I'm like, well, because at least I figured if I got to the plane, I could at least hold it up. Yeah. And I look back, and she's like, football field behind me, huffing and puffing. I'm sitting there struggling. We both have backpack on that we are wickedly overloaded. Yeah. We didn't. Anyway, we weren't preparing for that.
I had to do that in Denver once. It wasn't fun.
Oh, it's a pain in the ass. And I was like, what's that humming noise? Oh, it's the fucking. I forgot to unplug the filter. Hold on.
Okay.
If I don't unplug the filter, all you hear is this humming noise.
Hey-o.
There we go. Sorry about that. If you heard a humming noise, it was the Filbert's tank. So we finally get on the plane in New York after being delayed. And we sat there for about an hour and a half because the air conditioner was broke on there and they couldn't figure out how to get it going.
That's great.
Meanwhile, it's starting to snow. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh, crap, no, we're not going to make it out of this place. We're going to be stuck in New York. Then we're going to be really fucked. Well, we got out, and we got to Orlando around like 2 o'clock in the morning. We went to rent a car, and they were sold out. So we had to rent a car from another company. And then by this time, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. And we're only 3 hours away from Fort Myers, and we have a hotel room already. So we figured, why don't we just drive to Fort Myers instead of getting a hotel in Orlando like we originally had? By the way, you ever get your points back for that? Damn it. Better call and tell them tales of me eating frog legs and Susie, drinking beer out of a funnel on spring break and stuff. I'm not going to bore you with those details. You can see them on the Wicked Explorers.
Is it posted?
It is.
I do want to see the funnel bit.
Yeah, well, she wasn't funneling in her mouth, I can tell you that much.
Oh,
it was a different kind of funnel, if you know what I mean. I also ate turtle soup on this trip.
How was that?
It was good. It tastes like a beef stew.
Oh.
It was very good, very delicious. And we went down to New Orleans. And do you remember what happened last time we went to New Orleans?
Yes.
We were not ourselves for a good couple of weeks afterwards.
Yeah.
My kidney for like 3 or 4 days straight was basically just jabbing me like a knife.
Oh shit!
To the point where it was throbbing, it was hurting. I was unable to do stuff.
Isn't getting older fun? It's such a blast.
And I don't think I drank nearly as much this trip to New Orleans as I did when I was down with you guys.
Well, I think because you had a warm-up there, and I've realized why people like Eric continue to tick on, and it's because they don't stop. They just keep going and going.
Yeah,
and
there's
going.
no
I call it the Keith Richards method. It's like once you stop, that's when you can't do it anymore.
So you think it's going to kill him?
Yeah. So if you just keep going, then your body is just used to the toxicity.
Oh, you could be right.
I truly believe that.
That might be true. I can only imagine what's going to happen once he decides to stop. He was our house sitter for the week.
Yeah, no, the place looks very nice.
Didn't burn down.
I was going to stop by and.
You should have stopped by.
Sure I didn't burn the place down.
On Saturday, yeah, him and Dr. Todd were here.
Oh.
And double back for a minute or two. And yeah, I can only imagine what went down.
Sounds like a sausage fest.
What if they got a hooker?
A hooker?
A hooker guy. Remember the hooker we seen the other night, a couple weeks ago, coming in this building?
Yes.
Did I tell you that story?
I think so. Sounds
familiar. There was a girl at
Take the money off of the truck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, all he had to do was really put the money on the bureau. He didn't have to put it outside the premise, but still.
It's true.
It's not. It's the act of physically giving the chick the money that's illegal, which I don't know why. And it's like you're more likely to get busted as a hooker than you are as a John. Because it's easier to set up a sting for a hooker
Definitely. No, I agree.
than it is for a John. You know, like you're more likely to get arrested for running this massage parlor than getting
Working
a
there.
handy dandy at the massage parlor.
true.
You know? So, you know,
I had like there's so many things I wanted to talk about, and I can't even remember them. I made notes, and I didn't even bring them.
you made notes.
I did.
You tweeted something today
About what?
about the show and
Oh,
things
yeah.
you're going to talk about. I don't recall what they were.
No, I didn't. I just said we're gonna solve world issues. We'll probably
Okay.
cause more in the process.
Oh, yes, I didn't have anything specifically. What was that?
No, nothing specific. Although I'm watching this game right now, it's infuriating me because I hate this fucking.
Okay, yes, all right, that's another point right there. Well,
I can't.
someone says we talk too much sports, so we're gonna break sports
We do talk
down.
too much sports.
You know, we're gonna do a 15-minute segment, and we don't talk sports like we're talking statistics, like we're some asshole
In football
on a
season,
sport.
it's definitely
yeah, but we talk sports because we're enraged by stuff. Like we talk about sports stuff. Like we got to talk about one of our favorite baseball players who got in trouble
Oh
today
yes.
for doing something that is just a little weird.
He was always a hothead.
Yes, he
really
was. But we're watching right now a preseason game. Now, this is nothing like... There's two teams that, okay, everyone used to love. And then they won. And now they just made themselves such a fucking, like, a Disney World of themselves that no one really likes them anymore, including the fans of the own city. Even Chicago Cubs fans are starting to hate the Cubs.
Yeah.
Because they loved you more when you were a loser. You know who the biggest
true.
lovable loser is in the world right now? The
who's it
Cleveland Indians.
Oh, that's right.
Because
They're
they
the
haven't
losers.
won in forever. And everyone loves a bunch of losers.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah, the Cubs, I mean, what's good about the Cubs now? They won, hurrah, they did it, yippity-dappity-dip. They haven't repeated, and they had a terrible season last year. Now the Red Sox. The fucking Red Sox. Which were my favorite team for many, many
Yeah,
years.
same here.
And now they're close to the bottom.
Yeah, I need a new team to root for. We need to pick a new team.
I know.
To root for this year. Who do we want to go with?
See, I used to like the Mets too, but I can't even root for the Mets. Who? The Yankees? You fuck. Doubleback just mouth the Yankees.
No, it's not happening either.
No. Atlanta.
All right, I like the Braves because they used to be a Boston team.
Yeah, know what's good about the Braves? They're the
Go with
biggest cock teasers in the
They
history
are,
of baseball.
but look at this team has no energy. I don't want to see them freaking dancing in the outfield this year.
The Braves are the equivalent of like a kid who can almost get laid, and then right before he does, he says something stupid.
Yeah.
Similar to our friend Eric, who was getting a blowjob, and somewhere in between getting a blowjob, he said something stupid, and the girl left.
I could see that happening.
So,
Wow. You shouldn't even be talking.
Eric,
You should just
no,
be
you
enjoying
should,
yourself.
words should not be coming
No,
out of your
you
mouth.
should. Why are you talking?
No,
Are you like
you-
negotiating or like talking
Yeah.
about the democratic process?
No.
What the fuck are you doing?
Probably
when you get
brought
a
up
blowjob?
politics.
When you get a blowjob, you're just getting
Yeah.
a blowjob.
Yeah. So it's like,
What?
that's the Braves for you. Maybe the Braves, we'll see. But the Red Sox are so infuriating. Like this young talent, I kind of like them, but I hate the ownership more. I hate them more than I
Yeah, they
hated
suck.
Duquette.
They suck.
I hated him more than I hated. I love Theo. See, Theo
It
was
was
the youth.
awesome.
But here's the thing: you have Theo. He's youth, right? Youthful, right?
Yeah.
Get this youthful guy. I want to do things. He's like, we can relate to a youthful guy who feels off pain and wants to do stuff, right? And know what I hate more than any in this world is rich old men.
Oh yeah.
They're the most. First of all, you guys are the rudest fuckers in the world. I don't give a shit what your bank account looks like. You probably cheat on your wives,
And
and,
they're mine,
you probably have herpes.
They're right no matter what.
And you're right no matter what. You guys are
Yeah.
the worst people to bartend to. You guys are the worst people to have a conversation with. You guys suck. You guys are the reason why, you guys don't. They're the ones who, when they were younger, oh yeah, when I get rich, I'm going to spread the wealth. And then
No.
they're taking a fucking
Yeah.
seven-figure income while people are sweeping the floor making fucking less than minimum wage. Fuck you, middle-aged to older men who are in high-level positions in companies. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, they suck. Go suck on a Werther's
Yeah,
taffy.
and that's exactly what the Red Sox have for ownerships. Like Billy
Yes.
Bean, he's one of the man. He's a man. Billy Bean, he's like one of the guys, right?
Yeah.
Right, deal. He's one of the guys. You can relate to him. You can't relate to fucking
John Henry and
John
his stupid
Henry and
yacht
his
and
fucking
friggin-
stupid face.
Fire.
Let's go, Red Sox. Red Sox.
No, that
Red
was,
Sox.
that was,
Larry Lucchino.
He's gone, right?
No, they sent him down to the minors.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want to deal with you.
to
Larry.
manage
Just
the
fucking
Paw
back.
Sox.
Oh, man.
Fuck them. All they did was turn Fenway into Disney World, driven the team into the ground, got rid of our farm system.
Yeah.
We're doing what the Yankees did in the fucking 80s, and you know what I mean, in the early 90s.
Yeah, no, we are.
Now the Yankees are what we were. We used to have the best farm system in the league. The Cubs and the Red Sox are the two best farm systems in the league.
The Braves had a really good one for a long time. too.
Braves did too,
Yeah.
but the Braves could never. When the guys came up with the big money, they could never keep them. That's the problem.
That's true. Yeah.
And then, like I said, the biggest cock teasers in baseball. You win the division 19 years in a row, and you fucking only win one World Series and go to two. You got to do better than that, Braves. Come on.
That's true.
I can understand why everyone down south follows college sports, because professional sports are nothing but a blowjob by a man dressed as a woman. That's all they are.
Which is more than what Alba Bell kind of did. I mean, he's flashed his wings.
All right, so we're done. All right, it's my Red Sox rant of the week. Opening day is Thursday for the Red Sox. They have their own they start the season off in Tampa, and then they go to Miami, and then they play up here next week in Boston. Ooh, it's 45 degrees outside. Really feels like baseball weather here in New England, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's flurries the other day.
Nothing like starting the baseball season in March.
No, it's just great.
You know? And then ending it after Halloween. How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know.
And there's no baseball classic this year. I could see if there's a baseball classic and you played until November.
That's right.
But there's no baseball classic, which, by the way, is another thing I want to get on, which is the stupidest fucking thing in the world. That guys who aren't even from a country decide to go play for it. Like, I'm Italian. I wasn't born in Italy. Been there for an hour, and that was about it. But I could go play for the Italians if I wanted to, like Mike fucking Piazza.
Oh, boy. Simmer down.
Yeah, we'll save that for next spring for the World Baseball Classic. Wait till I get on that roll. That's going to be 5 episodes of me just fucking losing my mind.
I don't even need to be here. Just go on and on. Just yelling at the mic.
But everyone's favorite, he was a Cleveland Indian, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's an Oriole, an Indian, and White Sox.
That's right. Yeah. Everyone's favorite American League Central and sometimes East player who was the biggest dickhead in baseball. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
No.
He didn't make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's tons of stories. Remember when his bat was corked and then he tried to break in? He had tried to convince a rookie to break into to get the bat back.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, Albert Bell, everyone.
Great. Looks great.
Adam, do you want to explain to him what this fine human being did during the spring training game?
Well, he got 2 counts of DUI. I don't understand how you even get 2, not 1.
Yeah.
Just 2 DUIs and 2 counts of indecent exposure, and one of them was flashing his winky at a 15-year-old girl.
Flashing his wink. Now, do you know the details? Like, where was he? Like, when he was flashing his winky?
It was in a parking lot, and I think he was intoxicated.
Okay.
That's what I think.
And it was at a spring training game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you have?
Joey's got something here.
So you have. It was in Arizona, wasn't it? Or was it in Florida?
No, it was Arizona.
So you're telling me what he was doing was basically just flopping around his shaking his sausage at a 15-year-old girl. You know what he probably was doing? He's probably so hammered, right? This is what happened. He probably went into the parking lot and was like, "Shit, I gotta piss." Yes. And then he was peeing, and he's like, kids go to spring training games. A bunch of them were probably walking by, and one of them goes, "Daddy, look at that guy. What's he doing?" And he probably turned around and just started shaking his fucking pecker maker.
Did he said something clever like "Welcome to the majors"? like "Welcome to the majors, toots."
Hey, baby, ever seen a black mamba before? And he looks terrible, huh?
Oh, he looks his face looks bloated and moon terrible. Like, this guy is a guy that's not drinking beer every day.
No,
this is a guy that's like pounding whiskey.
Like this guy went
like it's going out.
Albert Bell, I remember when he was the thing. You know what I mean? He was a steroid guy, wasn't he? He had to be,
definitely.
Right?
There's no question.
Al Bell. I think I have one of his baseball cards. You think it's worth any money now?
No, definitely not. I think at one point it was worth maybe $10.
Yeah. God, what an animal. Like, to a 15-year-old kid, now, in his defense, he probably doesn't know how old she was.
True.
But
she was
still,
there. And you shouldn't be doing that in public.
Well, this is the wrong Al Bell. I type in Al Bell, and I get
You gotta go. Hopefully it wasn't within a certain distance of a school. Cause
that's another one. Jesus. Albert Bell.
I've peed in public.
You're convicted. Do you know he's only 51. He looks terrible.
He does look terrible.
And typically, African American men age very well.
They do. They usually don't hit till like 70s, 80s, where it actually starts to catch up.
He has aged terribly. He's 51. Oh, he's from he's one of Susie's type of people.
Shocking.
He's from Shreveport, Louisiana. Went to LSU. Let's see. He was born 1966, August 25th. Oh, he almost has your same birthday too.
Aww.
Look at that guy. He's a real piece of work here. Let's see. He played for the Orioles, the White Sox, right? You're right, all the teams. Let's see. He was drafted, and when was he drafted here? 93. I think it was 93. No, 89. He played for the Indians, so he was drafted before that. It's the late 80s. I mean, hey, listen, the guy had a nice career.
He did.
He played in the Junior Olympics. 85 to 87, he played in LSU, and he was drafted after 87. So he only played 1 year in the minors, then went up always to the pros.
Guy was a nut.
He was good. Left-hander.
He was a nutcase.
I mean, this guy could hit for power, lifetime batting average only 295. I think he fell off
still
towards
not
the
bad. That's good.
towards the end of his career.
That's close to 300. That's fine.
Yeah, he's got 381 home runs, which is pretty good. He was the AL home run leader in 95. He was on the Indians in 95. He was on the Manny Ramirez team that went to the World Series.
That's right.
Guess who they won? Guess who beat them in that World Series?
Who was it?
The Atlanta Braves.
The one that they did win.
The one they won was against the Indians in 95. Right after the strike year. But and they got lucky that year, too. That should have been the Expos. And that's another story for another time.
It is.
Let's see if Wikipedia's update. Legal troubles. In October 95, Bell's house in Ohio was egged after turning away trick-or-treaters on Halloween. Bill chased one of the trick-or-treaters in his car.
I forgot about that, yeah.
It was fined $100 for reckless driving. The guardian of the teenager a guardian of the teenager sued Bell for almost $1 million. Bell's car bumped into the teenager. The lawsuit settled in court in 97. Here it goes, right here. On March 25th, 2018, Bell was arrested in Scottsdale, Arizona, in charge of indecent exposure and a DUI. Good for him.
The guy.
It's amazing how your career goes to shit after you leave the spotlight for a minute. You know what I mean?
Well, that's because they were so focused on that. Now they don't know what to do, so they start doing the crazy shit that they would have done if they weren't like Manny Ramirez, for example. Do you think if he wasn't making millions of dollars, became a baseball player, he'd be working in a warehouse?
He would be. He'd be working at a Pep Boys changing oil.
He would have been.
You know what I mean? In Dominican, he wouldn't even make it to America. He'd still be in the Republic.
No.
But hey, listen, sometimes you're just gifted. You know, that's the difference. The ability to hit a curveball is the difference between you being a millionaire and you fucking cleaning the crevice of the seats of the Showcase Cinema.
That's true.
You know what I mean? That's the difference what it is. Hey, someone said hi. You know Priscilla?
Priscilla, my friend in California, yeah.
Ah, she says hi, Adam.
Hey, Priscilla.
She's watching. She wants to see you.
Yeah, they're my California friends.
Oh,
nice.
Is she a hipster?
No. Her and her husband, Bo.
Oh, is that the baby shower you went to?
Yes.
Yes, I remember that story from a couple years ago.
I wanted to talk television for a second. So, you remember the show Small Wonder?
I do.
I think we've talked about
yes,
the show
the
before.
robot.
The robot girl, Vicky,
yes,
right?
Vicky, yeah.
One of the darkest 80s television shows came from that.
Really?
Right? There was an episode, I don't know if you remember this episode, where, Jamie, the son,
yep.
right? He has to write a newspaper article with him and his buddy. And the story ends up being not true. It's about horse meat in the cafeteria, right?
Okay.
And then the principal's like, oh, you don't have any proof of this, and tears it up. He's like, I want you to write another story. So this new girl ends up at the house and is talking to Vicky. And Vicky's like, this is you on the milk carton. And the little girl's like, what do you mean? She's like, it says you're a missing child.
Oh.
Right? And the little girl's like, what? I'm not missing. I got to go tell my dad about this.
Yes.
So she runs off, right?
Okay.
And then Jamie and his friends see the milk carton and they're like, here's our story. We can win the journalism contest, right? So they write the story.
Jesus.
And then the principal again comes to them and is like, is this story true? And the father's like, I'm afraid it is. I found the milk carton right here, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, right? No one's caring
So she
to
was
call
kidnapped?
the police. Yeah. No one's caring to call the police. They're like, we got to win the journalism contest,
Yeah.
right?
That's dark.
So then they end up winning, and the episode ends with the father baking them a cake for winning the journalism contest, right?
The father of the kidnapped person?
No, the father of James' dad.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's like, you won and then the phone rings, and the police are like, I got good news, guys. The police caught him, and she's going to be reunited. The police caught her father and arrested him. She's going to be reunited with her mother, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I feel bad. He's like, well, I bet you won't feel bad after you eat some of this cake. End of episode.
Wow. I always thought that show was weird. They made her sleep in a closet. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they opened the door, and then she had an outlet underneath her armpit. I remember that.
Well, the first episode, she kind of looked like a sex doll. He comes home with this giant suitcase, and he opens it up, and it's just doll parts, in there.
It was a very, very odd show. And the mother of the neighbor reminded me of Joe's mom.
There was 4 seasons. Ding, ding, ding. I found all the episodes. It's 4 seasons, and it's 25 episodes a season.
Was there really?
Yeah, I didn't think it went that
I don't think I ever rewatched it live. I remember watching it in syndication on the WB.
Before school.
Yeah,
early
or
morning.
38, local. We're going local for you. 56 and 38. Those was it UFH? What the hell is that speaker? No. You got VHF, and UHF. You remember the turn dials before cable?
Yeah.
The
analog?
Analog? Yeah. It used to be on there in the morning. I remember getting ready for school in the morning. It would be Tiny Toons, and then it would be Vicky the Small Wonder.
Yeah.
And it was touchy. You ever see? I wonder what she looks like these days. Do you ever Google her?
No.
Let's see.
I have not.
Vicky the Small
It's
Wonder.
amazing how politically correct we go. There's like so many things that you can't do now.
Yeah.
Like there's this thing on Cracked.
Tiffany Brissett. That was her name.
There's this thing on Cracked. It's called these videos are hilarious. They're like Zach Morris is trash.
Yeah.
And it breaks down all the things Zach Morris did.
Like a whole.
I'd say by the
Oh
bell.
God! She did not turn out well.
Like the time Zach Morris did a racist Indian presentation. He's like, dressed as an Indian.
Oh yeah. This is what she looks like now. God. See you later, double back. Look.
She's like 40 something.
She's 44.
Okay.
She did not age well. Yeah, but you thought she was gonna be hotter back in the day.
I mean, she's not acting anymore. She's got no
Guess
incentive.
not. Yeah, I guess
She's probably
not.
got like an army of children and you know.
It's freaky. Remember this episode where they all are dressed like the same?
Sadly, I think I remember all of them.
Like this one right there? I know this is. Just Google Small Wonder and you get to see this stuff yourself.
I don't remember that episode.
And the freaky redhead that next door?
Harriet.
Harriet?
Yes,
Yeah.
Harriet, yes.
Oh God, if she turned, I imagine what she turned out to look like.
I actually Googled her.
Yeah?
Yeah, she looks...
Did you toss her out of bed, or unless she was better on the floor, right?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I try to avoid redheads. They scare me.
Gingers?
What is the devil?
They are the devil. They
Yeah,
have no
the devil.
souls.
There's a
No
reason they
s-
used to sacrifice him back in the day. You know?
Someone once told me that a redhead is a product of incest in a gene pool. The gene that pops up is because it can happen with like African American people. It can happen with Italians.
Blonde hair, blue eye, too.
Is from
You're
incest.
banging your own cousin. Yeah, you're banging a cousin. Well, they say when you
Nice.
get married, you're always usually within 12
Yeah.
of like I bet you and Sue's are at least 12th cousins.
No, we're first. That's the only way I could get married to her because of her southern hospitality ways. Right, Sue?
They say banging your cousin. I was reading an article. They did like a thing where they say banging your first cousin, having a kid with them isn't as bad as you think. And I'm like, I still wouldn't.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Put that onto you. I still wouldn't bang my first cousin.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
I don't even... No, my first cousin are men, so that's not going to happen.
Well, you could still bang them.
It's not going to happen.
I mean, I'm not saying that's your preference, but I'm just saying it's not impossible. Yeah. You know, we like Joe Dirt.
Oh, God.
That episode.
You know they made a sequel to that movie?
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't
It's
know
only
why.
online. That's how great it is.
There's certain things that should never be, made again. You know what I gotta apologize for, by the way? Do you remember the last episode we had here and I went off on that fucking guy?
Which one?
The fat guy who was doing a sports show?
Oh, yeah. And you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
yeah, remember that?
Yeah, and you're like...
What's his name? Do you remember his name?
No, but you said he used to be on EEI, you said. And
Yeah,
that's the only-
I felt bad after that episode. I just want to apologize.
You
'cause-
felt bad?
Like,
What, did he
a
get
little-
to you or something?
No, I just
You never
felt bad. I
apologize.
just felt bad. I was like, we're bashing this guy. We don't even know him. And then he said something about, then he liked our show, liked the page. He's
No,
like,
no, he didn't. Remember, he tagged you as spam. It got flagged.
oh, he tagged us as spam, but what he did was he ended up liking the fan page.
Oh,
So
a swell guy then.
yeah, I guess he's. I forgot you. I forget your name. I'm
He
sorry.
corrected course.
I don't remember your name. I know you do that show on Wednesday. And I thought we took that toy away from
I thought so too.
on Mondays and Wednesdays, and yeah, let's hide that toy because we don't want a soundtrack. And yes, I apologize for whatever we said about you last week. Or I should say, 2 weeks ago. It was probably a little harsh for not really knowing who you are. So, if you want to bash our show, you can, because that'll just get me angry.
Oh yeah, I think you called him a fat.
I think I called him a fat fuck.
Because I think they were just sitting there not doing it. They looked like
He was just sitting there in a fucking lazy boy eating,
Yes, that's exactly.
smoking a cigar and drinking a beer. Which, don't get me wrong, it's what I did all weekend, minus the cigar smoke.
Because his podcast, I
But-
think, was like syndicated and very much had a lot of. And you're like, this guy's just sitting there.
He was just sitting there. I'm not even quite sure what he was talking about. But I became obsessed with it. I don't know
You
why.
did. You got fixated on it.
Sometimes I'm obsessed with stuff. I get into things and I'm like, hey now. I don't know, man.
It's like how you used to stare at me from across the board.
Hey, Adam,
Hey, what's going on?
what you wearing today? We got a Doug update. Doug is eating a 20-ounce porterhouse steak 4 hours ago
That sounds awesome.
at the Longhorn Steakhouse in Fort Myers. He's at the game right now, Doug.
Nice.
Doug, who I never met before. You
I was
know,
watching LA Beast the other day. Tried to eat a whole thing of cotton candy in one bite. I didn't finish the video though.
the whole.
It was like this giant stick of cotton candy.
Can
in
you
one
do it?
I don't know. I didn't finish the video. I don't understand people who are competitive eating.
Yeah.
Because your life must be competitive eating and working out. Because how do you not get fat or die?
No, it's true. Yeah,
I just don't understand.
Joe was a competitive eater.
Really?
Joe was in this. You ever remember this website? I bet you it was. I think it was called "I Bet You" or something like that, or something. I wish Doubleback was here to explain the story. But this website where people just dare people to do so. A challenge, the challengepeople.com. I challenge you, something like that.
That's kind of cool. But how can you prove that you?
So you do a video of you doing it. So like, say like you're in this like group. So say like I did a video and I was like, I challenge people to eat 90 hot dogs, and then you would make a video of you eating 90 hot dogs. And challenge the
you
people.
probably have to put a timer on because you can't
you
edit video.
I mean, you do something like you. I mean, I don't know. This was like 10 years ago, so you could do whatever. But, yeah, he used to do that, and he did one thing. What the hell was it? The cinnamon challenge. You ever did the cinnamon challenge?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, where
It's
you
when
take
you
a tablespoon of it.
Tablespoon of it. It's impossible. You can't do it.
No, you can't.
You'll die.
No, you're not. You're just gonna get very. It's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Cinnamon?
Yeah.
Woo.
What does it do to you?
It just makes your mouth like so bitter and so
Yeah.
dry that you can't like swallow it.
It turns into like whatchamacallit, like just conceives in your mouth like tar.
Do you have to eat it like all at once?
I'm sorry.
All at once.
I'm sorry. We can't hear you.
Sorry.
Get the microphone.
She's looking at wedding stuff.
All right then.
She's looking at wedding stuff. See? I don't even know. I just assume.
Looking at wedding stuff. Got the save the dates all set up.
Oh yeah, that's why you asked me my address.
I just wanted your address so I could stalk you.
You've had plenty of opportunities because I've sent you checks for football.
You have. I knew I had your address somewhere, and I was like,
He even said, I think I have his address.
I think I have it. I couldn't find it, but yes, like you said, you did send me checks for your address, but you could have thrown it off. Could be a fake address.
Why the hell would I do that?
I don't know. Maybe it was an old address or something like that.
That's true. It's good to double check.
You never know.
You never know. You're right.
But then I immediately today looked at your house on Google, so
There you go.
you know, that's what I do.
That's what you do. You creep and stuff.
I was curious what his living quarters look like. I wanted to know where he does naked cooking, and I wanted to picture myself there.
You want to pitch yourself cooking naked with me?
Hey, if you guys were wondering, Doug was at spring training at the Twins Stadium yesterday. In case you were wondering. Doug update.
Was anybody wondering?
Doing a Doug update from now on. Every time Doug's like on a 2 weeks. He goes to baseball games every day for 2 weeks.
How do people? You must have a great job.
No, he's retired,
Oh.
and tickets are like $10.
Oh, okay then.
So take a vacation. Me and Suze went in. They ripped me off at that field.
Why?
We got this bucket of. You can buy a bucket of beer down there. And most of the time in Florida, you can buy a bucket of beer for yourself and no one says anything. But because it's like MLB, you need 2 IDs. They have to follow the stupid rules of the MLB.
Oh wow.
So for $29, you got you got 4 tall boys. So that's what I did.
$25
For $29.
Oh, $29 for tall boys.
Yeah.
That's a ripoff.
It is a rip. Well, it's pretty good for a baseball game.
I guess so.
So I did that, and they charged me $42. And then I was like, "What the fuck?" And the guy after 20 minutes, another guy came up and goes, "Don't worry, it's all taken care of." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't believe you." Sure enough, I looked at my case statement, $42. So I had a fight with my card, and I won. So those out there, check your statements, because if you have a mischarge on there, typically your bank will help you.
Yeah, they will.
That's my public service announcement for the week. Thank you. I should have put in the sweatpants. These pants are very uncomfortable sitting in while I'm sitting here. You know, I don't get a lot of ballroom. I need to like recline. You know, let the dogs out. You know.
Isn't it horrible when it's like they stick?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever sat on your own balls?
I've
That's never happened
yeah,
to me, but I've heard of people who've done
kinda.
that, and I'm like, that just sounds excruciating.
gotten them stuck in things.
In things?
Yeah, like like a gate. You know, a fence. Tommy's mouth,
That's,
right, Tommy? Daddy, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you want to be on TV, Tommy? There he is, everyone. Little Tommy Brady.
Did you see that story?
Brady is so cute.
I'm working on a piece for it right now. The one with the in Florida.
Yeah.
Those 2 idiots that robbed a house. I tagged the pack in it too. They robbed a house.
Yep.
And one guy was dressed in a bull onesie, and they tried to burn it down with ragu pasta sauce.
It didn't work out very well.
No,
I
it
guess,
did
huh?
not. No.
So last time I checked, ragu does not burn quite as well as you would imagine it to.
Well, see, they put a pot with the sauce in it, and they tried to boil it with a cloth next to it, so that way it would catch fire and look like the person left it burning.
Gotcha. And,
But
I'm gonna say it didn't work.
no,
Not very well, huh?
I don't know who owned the pasta sauce, but Ragu's a shitty brand.
Terrible.
You confused with Prego, which is actually kind of nice.
Yeah. But any Giad pasta sauce sucks. Sorry.
But you got to work with what you have.
Coming from an Italiano.
Yeah.
We'll make your own gravy.
I mean, I told you my mom did the Ancestry.com thing.
Yes. Did she find out that she was African American?
Less than 1%.
Really?
Yeah. I actually thought it'd be more.
That makes sense. That's what I was, too. I was less than 1%, too.
And
And
less
any
than
Middle
1
Eastern?
Yes, my mother. Remember,
less
it
than
dilutes
1%.
me.
Yeah.
With me, but my mom, 10%.
What's your mother technically Italian? What was she?
Sicilian.
What was she, like half?
No, almost completely.
Okay. So there you go. That makes sense.
So it was like 83% Southern.
Yep.
Obviously Southern Europe.
Yeah.
And then 10% Middle Eastern, 4% Euro Jew. And
I had 1%.
And then all these weird 1% like that don't make sense, like Asian 1% Caucasus. That's like Russian.
You know what that is, though? That is just you're going deep into the archives of years.
I don't think the test goes back that far. I don't know how far back.
Well, what it does is it picks out pieces of your DNA that resembled that strand of that race. For example, like that half of 1% that your mom popped up, that could be something that happened 20 generations ago.
Yeah.
And it just, like, you know what I mean? So it's that for some reason that gene or that piece of the DNA strand stays there and it just diluted over time.
Yeah.
But it still resonates a little bit.
But it cuts off somewhere because you can make an argument, well, we would all be a little less than 1% black because we came from the continent. But at the same time, my friend never got that.
Yeah.
My friend didn't get the 1% black.
I got I got a little bit of everything. That was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
You know?
I just thought the Africa thing would be a little higher considering the Sicilian thing.
Yeah, but it all depends, though, because, I mean, yes, they were taken over, but that doesn't mean everyone intermingled with them, you know what I mean?
It was Northern Africa. So
No, yeah, exactly, North Africa, yeah. Which the Roman Empire did rule Northern Africa.
Yes.
So you remember that the Roman Empire had most of Europe, Northern Africa, and the Middle East.
Yeah.
So technically, the people moved around some way or another, all, ended up being Italians at the end of the day, right? So
Well, did you get it done, or are you going off of one of your relatives?
me and Susie did it then because we had to make sure we're not cousins. We did it right before we got married. It was her. She insisted that we did it so she could prove that we were cousins. And I was like, okay, let's do it anyway.
Well, they say we're all at least, usually you end up marrying your 10 to 12th cousin.
Yeah, we just said
You're gonna
that.
trace it,
And that makes me
You guys
nervous.
are related somewhere.
Sue said she has a new word today she wants to share with us. Did you figure out what it was?
A new word?
Yes. She said there was a new Southern term that we haven't heard before.
A southern saying.
Southern saying, she says. I'm curious what this Southern saying is. And why are you drinking your Coke out of a straw?
That's a good question.
Because it hurts. I try not to wash my Orajel.
Oh.
I'm trying not to run.
Ooh,
Wash
what?
your oral gel? What? What'd you say?
I have Orajel on my wisdom tooth.
You ever put Orajel on the tip of your wiener?
I can't.
No.
Don't.
Oh, God.
When I drink something, I can guide it to the back of my throat. Versus
Yeah.
Open for.
Guide that to the back of the throat.
I see.
So what's this?
So I'm on the phone with my mom. She's telling me about her day and how her boss is retiring.
Yep.
And the new one coming in, well, they don't know who the new one is.
Okay.
I need to be careful because I am friends with some of her coworkers.
Understandable.
So anyways, she says, out of the frying pan and into the fire is how she is describing her work situation right now.
Okay.
So what does that mean?
What's the word? I've heard that.
Yeah, what does it mean though?
Like,
Out of the fire, that
I
means you
think
fell
it
out
is
of the
getting
pan.
worse. Like, it's getting worse. Like, out of the
Like,
pan, and now it's just up.
She's gonna be
flames.
cooked.
Yeah, she's gonna be cooked.
She's gonna be burnt out.
She's gonna be baked.
She's gonna cause a fight. Your mom getting high at work.
Can't remember the last time I was
She was a
baked.
firecracker today. No, it's just I never heard of it, and you would have to hear my mom say it.
Yeah.
In context that
That's
she
true.
was using.
Out
it
of the fire and
for
into the frying
saying it.
pan.
I laughed literally all the way through the tunnel.
Yeah.
Literally.
Is that another Southern saying? I laughed almost all the way through the tunnel.
I put that on a t-shirt.
God.
I like you'll have sex with your 12th cousin on the t-shirt. I like that one.
I bet you have sex with your 12th cousin.
Hey, don't knock it till you tried it. I mean, all Italians are related one way or another, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Hear that when Tommy licks the mic.
Yeah.
But it also
Big-
lists like your like fourth or fifth cousin, like because it connects to everybody that has taken that test too.
Yeah.
and it'll like go up to like eighth, and so like and it'll list how likely it is.
Well,
that you're
it's funny is because like when you take the test and you go online, it starts finding relatives that took the test too.
Yeah, some of you don't want to talk to.
And it's like a couple popped up and they're like great uncles and aunts and then like third or fourth cousins.
Yeah,
And like I was like, oh shit. I'm like, it starts connecting the fucking web.
yeah.
But the thing is now, did you see it now? I think what the hell is that? The FD with the Federal Drug FDA has approved those DNA type sites to alert people that they may have a disease that they don't know about, like or that has a like
Like you're predisposed to possibly getting this.
exactly like you
Okay.
possibly have cancer, you could possibly have this type of cancer, you could possibly have this.
Oh, how I feel about that.
Wait, you don't want to know?
No, it's kind of cool, but it's like who are that? I don't know. It's like no.
Who are they to
the
tell you that you
doctor.
might die someday?
Well, yeah, it's like you go to the doctor and find out.
You know, that's a hipster thing to
You're
say.
supposed to have a physical yearly
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, what happens if you don't?
Then you're irresponsible.
It happens. My grandmother never went, and then she found out she had stage 3 cancer.
Well,
So, yeah.
see, she went then.
If she went, she would have knew.
Yeah.
But if she had her DNA checked, she would have known that she was very easily susceptible to get uranian
Well,
cancer.
usually your family
Uranian
history
cancer.
tells you. Like I know that like when I turn 80, I gotta start getting my aorta checked.
Yeah, but that's something only we know like in the last like 2 generations.
Okay.
Generations in the past, we didn't know that.
True.
And wouldn't you like to know that? Hey, especially if you're adopted
Oh,
and you
well,
have
yes.
no
Okay.
idea
All right,
what
yeah,
your
yeah,
bloodstream
yeah,
is,
yeah.
like you have no idea. Imagine if you're adopted and you do that DNA test and you find your real parents because it pops up as like these are your real parents, but your parents never told you were adopted.
Yeah, I'm sure that's happened. For every
Yeah.
scenario you could think of, you gotta imagine it's at least happened a few times.
What happens when you have 2 fathers? What does that happen?
Now you're just blowing my mind, dude. 2 fathers.
You have 2 kids, like like the father was like
The gay scenario?
yeah, like you have 2 dads
Okay.
and they adopted you.
Well, you're gonna know that. Like,
I mean, at 7 you don't.
no, it's true.
You're a little confused, but I'm like, wait a minute, who's this woman popping up here? Why is the lunch lady popping up as my mom?
She doesn't look like one of my.
Doesn't look like my daddy.
No,
Then which daddy?
the lunch lady.
Now let me ask you a question. So what do they do with like something? One of the daddies donates the sperm, right? So what do they take both of them, mix it up in like a mixer, and like whatever one makes it to the finish line first wins.
Whichever one makes it to the egg.
I mean that's a way to do it, right? Like one goes in column B, one goes in column A.
I would think if
you
I
roll
really,
the dice, and
if I really wanted to try to think this through, I'm thinking that the person who probably has the better DNA, like has less of a family history
Maybe.
of bullshit, they would probably go.
which you would know through a DNA test.
But you would know going to
But
the
you're
doctor
against.
too. You would know going to the doctor too,
True.
because you should go to the doctor for all that stuff.
How accurate do you think those DNA testings are?
I think they're pretty accurate. Nothing's 100%.
Hey, you should ask my mother what she thinks of them. She thinks they're all fake.
Since they're all fake, huh?
She thinks it's a waste of time and money, and they're making things
Even
up.
though it connects to people that you know are in your family.
I
You get the
know.
results.
My mother will claim to the day she dies that she's Native American. Claim to the day she dies. And she's telling us our entire lives that my great-grandmother, my grandfather's mother, was half Comanche Indian. Okay?
Okay.
She claims, says she was, will swear up and down that she was. Her last name was Parker, Chief Quanapaka. I go, okay. So your entire life you're thinking you're a Native American. Now you take the test and not a smidgen of anything Native American and or Asian popped up, which would be the connecting source of a
Yeah.
Native American to be
Yes.
somewhere in Asia, popped up on my DNA test. It was all European. And other than the Sicilian and the random African and Jewish that popped up. But, so I go to her, I go, this doesn't make any sense. We're not Native American. I go, I took a DNA test. And then she goes, that's made up. And then I go, well, I found relatives on here. It connected me to relatives. Like, I didn't find them. My DNA connected me to relatives or DNAs.
Screw science.
And she's like, no, they make that stuff up. I'm like, that is just a radical statement right there with no justification whatsoever. You're accusing these, you know what I mean? So it's like, we'll come to find out. Here's the thing. Here's my theory. My great-grandmother was mostly British of some sort, right? Parker, which is obviously a British name, not an American Indian name, derived from Chief Quannapoca, who was an Indian, who was who was pretty much adopted by British colonists.
Oh wow, look at you knowing your
You know what I mean?
history and shit.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
History.
Like,
I didn't know you were a history buff.
well, it's like, why does Shaquille O'Neal have an Irish last name? Right? I mean, you go down the history lines,
Somewhere.
like, somewhere along, there was some Irish intermingling going on there.
Yeah.
It only makes sense. So at some point, my relatives owned an Indian, or an Indian family or something, or enslaved an Indian family, something like that, in order for that Indian to get that last name. That's the only explanation you can make that would be reasonable with our DNA not matching, okay? It only makes sense.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is what it is. What the hell are you going to do?
There was one big revelation a little bit. My mother found out that her grandmother's maiden name wasn't what she thought it was, what her mother told her it was.
Was it anything close, or was it just
it's a completely different name.
Really?
My
Interesting.
My mom was like, I thought it was this, and it wasn't. So.
Well, then you got to think back in the history, like what happened. Like, did she change her name when she came over? Did she maybe she was adopted by like a stepfather or something
Again,
like
remember,
that?
not my mother's mother, my mother's mother's
Yeah,
mother.
yeah. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
So you don't know. Like maybe she was adopted by another family, or maybe like the parents got a divorce, and then her mother had a new husband, and then took the last name from there. You
no
never
idea.
know.
But it's kind of
No
cool
idea.
to piece together signed documents and stuff like that.
Oh, a number one fan's watching, ladies and
Alex
gentlemen.
Wallace.
Alex Wallace in the building.
The last
Wooga.
15 minutes.
Yes,
Better
like
late
at
than
least
never.
he knows. He comes in. He was busy. He's a bodyguard.
He is.
So maybe he was protecting someone, making sure everything was okay. He's our bodyguard. I'm telling you, next trip we take, Alex Wallace is coming with us. And he's sleeping in between me and Susan. He's going to dress as a
I
dog.
would pay to see that.
Dress as a puppy.
Just as a no, Maddie's dressing as the duck. Right?
The duck, yes. Were we dressing Maddie up as the wedding?
A duck. I thought it was a duck.
A duck?
Penguin.
No, a penguin.
penguin.
A
Oh, okay,
penguin,
penguin.
yeah. We could dress him up as a puffin and eat him.
Aw.
You might know this. Do you know puffin is eaten a lot in Iceland?
Yes,
You've
I've
been there.
had it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that good.
And I heard someone I know went to Iceland and said that the reason they eat puffin is because it's an overpopulation and it's like population control.
Yeah, probably.
What do puffins look like
They're cute.
in real life? Did you ever see one in real life? I never seen one. Did we see one in real life? I guess maybe we did. One of those zoos. Maybe at the
cute.
Biodome we
I
seen
like
it.
Puffins.
Yeah. Ooh, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I know is that vet has a picture of a puffin smoking a cigarette and it says no puffin. So no smoking.
I see what you did there.
I have a sweater that has puffins on it.
Mhm. I wouldn't tell too many people
Yeah.
that.
It's my favorite sweater.
Yeah. It's like I'm marrying a child.
I know. I was looking. Is this going somewhere?
It's like something my
My
7-year-old
favorite
daughter would
shirt-
say.
My favorite shirt.
My
is a
favorite
puffin."
sweater has a puffin on it.
You have a 7-year-old daughter?
No, I have a 12-year-old son.
I know. I
in
was going to say,
Pittsburgh.
get right, Stu. He's going to come knocking on that door.
What if he's listening? Thank you, Alex Wallace. Puffin is a bird.
Yeah. What'd you think?
He just says, Puffin is a bird.
It is.
Yeah, so thank you.
No,
And he says, I'll come if you guys pay.
it's a very cute bird.
Adam said he'll pay you away.
No.
Do you want to be his +1 to my wedding? Can you imagine? Oh, God. Yeah, so we made a list. We are like, we're kind of over, but we're hoping people don't come.
Well, it is. It is in the winter.
Well, without that, we would love everyone to come that we're inviting, but we're assuming because it's in the middle of the winter, and we have people coming from 9 different states that are invited, that perhaps maybe someone's not making the trek, but most people probably will, knowing us. It is around Christmas, so it gives you an excuse to come visit family.
It's true.
I mean, if you're coming out here anyways.
It's
Or
true.
it gives you an excuse not to go visit family.
That is true,
That's
yeah.
true, too.
All right, can't visit your mom. I'm going to a wedding.
That's true. That goes
I guess,
both
yeah, it
ways.
does go both ways. Yeah, it goes both ways, right, Adam? Just like us. My first. Will you be my kid's godfather?
Aw.
Who, me or Adam? That's what I want to know. Alex Wallace wants to know if we're going to be his godfather. Have you currently impregnated a woman? And if so, when is she expecting? We're still waiting for you to come and sit in that third seat right there. We have a seat waiting there, waiting next to the Tom Brady.
Maddie.
And Susie's going to cook you dinner. And Adam's going to drive you home. Who's going to drive you home tonight? Do-do-do-do. Remember that song? Who's going to drive you home do-do-do-do-do. Tonight?
So my neighbor below me has been playing this game called Fortnite. Have you heard of Fortnite?
No,
It's like the
Fortnite?
new thing that's sweeping the nation. It's kind of like
Video game? Or?
yeah, it's a video game.
Okay.
It's like where you know Hunger Games, obviously.
Yes.
Right. You know the concept where like 100 people are like dropped in. You got to kill each other.
Yes.
It's
yes.
exactly what it is, but it's a video game.
Okay.
And you have the circle shrink, and like you got to be within the circle of the storm, and then it's just like you got one life, 100 people, and you
Got
got
one life to live.
right. So my neighbor downstairs has been playing this game and just like yelling constantly.
Like screaming, like
Yeah, and it was headset.
like violating their lease by being loud.
And then I realized me and him have both been playing the same game.
You guys been playing against each other?
Probably.
Really?
Right? And because he was outside smoking a butt. I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question? What have you been yelling about down there? And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been playing Fortnite. And I'm like, I've been playing that too. Right? And so we haven't actually, I don't think we've officially played on each other's same team.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting. It's funny to realize that people are screaming over headsets. That's something that you're also doing.
That'd be
And
very weird. Yeah, you find out you're like playing against like the same guy.
There was a couple times though. I remember it was a couple weekends ago. I'm sitting there, and my buddy James is like, "Hey, you want to grab a bite to eat?" And I'm sitting there with my headset on, and I'm talking. I realize I'm talking to a bunch of 13-year-olds, and then I just put my headset down. Like, yeah, I gotta go out.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is fun, but I gotta fucking get out of here.
I mean, there's a certain point in your life where you can't do that anymore.
No, well, you can't do it for long periods of time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to sit down and play a video game once in a while, that's fine. But life probably is priority one.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, I remember the show that I insulted.
Oh, what was it?
Odie and Fitz.
Odie and Fitz.
Yes, I apologize to Fitz for calling you a fat fuck last week, 2 weeks ago.
Are you really apologizing?
Yeah, I gotta feel bad because then he just liked that show.
Okay, so that's why. If you
Then now I'm a little pissed off that he has 1.4 million views.
that's what triggered you last
Yeah,
time.
he has 1,400 views right now, and we don't.
That's what triggered you last time.
Yeah, now I'm angry again.
See, now he's back.
Maybe we should merge with this show.
Merge with them.
He talks all sports.
It's like a Pedroia trade. What would
Yeah.
they get from
Oh,
us?
That's another thing, real quick.
What would they get from us?
I know. Listen, yeah, that's exactly what they get for us. Nothing. Yeah, we're gonna trade you our 38 views for your 100 and for your 1,000 views. Here's the thing. One more thing about Pedroia. I hate him. I used to like him. I don't like him anymore. Leave it at that.
I'm trying to be.
He's
more
a whiny
active.
little baby.
I'm trying to tweet Nelly twice a day. I'm trying to be more active. I'm focused on
Yeah.
me right now, so I'm trying to
Focused
amp
on
up
you.
what I'm trying to work on and trying to pump up the site.
Did you hear Eric? Eric Adams said he's going to be a cheap fuck for the next 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. I'm doing a 3-month experiment.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's not going to spend a dime.
Well, no, I'm trying to get out of this stupid revolving debt cycle I feel like I'm in, where I'm not losing money, I'm not gaining money every month. My
Yeah.
account does the same up and down, and it's really getting annoying. And I would like to actually save a little bit of money.
It's called working for the weekend.
I feel like 3 months of just like pushing my spending to a complete minimum.
Yeah.
3 months, I think, will get me out of that.
Yeah.
And then I can enjoy the summer, and everything will be great, and I'll just be saving money. So
Yeah.
I feel like the next 3 months is a huge crackdown.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I try that once in a while, and then I get a flat tire,
Yeah, see, then that's what I'm worried about.
and then
It's
it
a
costs me
simple fucking
$1,000.
break. Exactly.
and then I write the city of Revere, and I go, hey, listen, you have bad roads, so therefore I got a pothole, and it cost me money. It cost me $800. But I'm going to be nice and say, only 2 tires were broken by your potholes, so you only owe me $400, not the full $800.
You can do that.
You're supposed to. Well, I filled out the proper forms.
How can you prove that, though?
I took pictures of the holes. I took pictures of my
Oh,
cars.
look at you.
I took a map of show where it is. And then I get this douchey letter from the fucking city
Horrible letter.
that says all this legal mumbo jumbo. And then at the end says, we're not at fault.
What the? Really?
I was enraged.
I was enraged.
I read this letter and I just sat there and I was like, it took every bit of my body to go, what the fuck? Here's the thing. This is what really triggered me, right? Fucking huge pothole in front of the house down the main street over there, right? I hit it multiple times, blew my tires out. You know the whole fucking
I bet
story,
that
right?
pothole disappeared real quickly.
Well, as soon as I submitted my complaint, a week later, the pothole was patched.
gone, magic.
So I then emailed the same lady at the city, who wasn't her fault, she's a very nice lady, who got me to the proper avenues to say, what the fuck? So obviously you read my complaint because you fixed the fucking potholes that were just sitting there.
Yep.
I know these are a huge you probably seen them driving up the drive.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, they were like craters. And then I get this douchey letter from the city. What the hell who's the person in the city? City lawyer? What? It's a lawyer that works for the city or something like that.
Basically, the council team.
Something like that. She sounded like a douche.
Yeah, Yeah.
And I'm sure she just sits there and sends the same letter out and just signs it differently to each person.
Probably.
We are not at fault. And then she gave like 3 examples of Massachusetts cases, like Bob versus the city of Wakefield and Pete versus fucking Pittsfield. Good for fucking Pete and Kevin, okay? And then what? Oh my god! What fucking pissed me off was, and you guys may not know what this is, but then I get a bill for my excise tax in the same fucking mail.
Oh,
So,
shit. Oh.
so my excise tax that's supposed to be paying for fucking roads to be repaired and maintained in this fine city is basically getting blown up someone's nose.
That's a dick move right there.
That's
pretty funny.
The two,
Something I would
you
do
go,
to
you
somebody.
fucking kidding me right
That's
now?
pretty bad.
So not only am I $800, I'm out $130 for my fucking excise tax too. So now you get me up $1,000. Bullshit.
That's what happens when you try to start to save money, though. That's annoying. Like,
Oh yeah,
other
then something
cost
happens.
pops up.
You know, like a wedding.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. Well, that's gonna be the end of the year. I guess.
Next, yeah,
And
that's
with
gonna be
a bachelor party.
Oh yeah, I'm not paying for my bachelor party.
I know, but
This time, last time I did, I'm not paying this time. I can tell you that much. I have 2 best men now. I had to recruit no one. One wasn't good enough. I needed 2 to take the fucking job to maintain my best manhood. Okay, it takes 2 men to be a best man in my life. How's that sound? I'm considering about drafting the 3rd because I don't know if 2 men can do it. Especially because one of them's handicapped.
I know. He's borderline.
He's not really handicapped.
No, he's not.
But you would think he was by the way he acts and does stuff sometimes, all right? We love him, he's our friend, but you know what?
He's got some autistic-y twitches.
Something about
He
him,
does
yeah.
have a few autistic.
Yeah, something a little wrong.
He's on the spectrum.
He did watch our pups for a week without a problem. I
I
gotta
know.
say that. He
How
did a
much
good
of that
job.
was Joey, though?
None. Joey wasn't even here.
You didn't hit the dogs out?
Yeah, Doubleback was working
Well, for
pretty
all we
much
know,
over.
this place could have been you wouldn't have known it, like a complete wreck.
Could've
like
been.
the day before you got home. But hey,
I didn't search Craig.
He did send me pictures of the pups,
yeah.
and I would look in the background to see what the house looked like.
I didn't search Craigslist.
I was going to check in, but I did not.
I didn't search Craigslist for seeing if any prostitutes were posing for pictures inside
They got
here.
rid of
so
that on
that's good.
Craigslist. I heard. They got rid
Again.
of that. Then they get rid of
Yeah,
like the
casual
personal
encounters.
CADs and stuff.
Here's
I
the
heard
thing.
Craigslist.
Yeah, but they got rid of that stuff before. It all finds its way back.
Is his back page still around?
Yeah, Backpage is still on. If you want to hook it, go to Backpage. Like, here's the deal. Like, if you have that, like, you're better off just driving down a side street and picking one up. The amount of work it probably takes to get one of those
Probably.
things, it's like, because you gotta like, you gotta call them and ask them what they do, and then you gotta like screen the call. Then you gotta make sure they're not cops.
Yeah, I could
No.
never. I mentally could never force myself to actually do that because I think that's what I'd be worried about. I'd get all paranoid. That
Well,
like,
yeah.
a cop is
And
this a
here's-
sting operation. I could never do it. No.
And here's the thing too. Like, if you're gonna get a hooker, you could if you're gonna pay for a hooker that's maybe a 5, you could probably find a 3 to have sex with for free.
I'd probably want to have a conversation with her about her life history and values. That's probably what would happen. I like to talk.
Oh, if a hooker? Remember, she's on the clock. She's on the clock. Keep the small chat down to a minimum.
I'd
Okay.
be so. How was your day? She'd look at me like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "I don't. Why are you asking
Okay.
about my day?
Now I know I'm getting fucked up.
What are your hopes and dreams?"
The Odie and Fit the Odie and Fitch show just has invited me to like their page. now they're trolling me right now. Okay. I will like your page. Thank you, Odie and Fitz. Even though it's only Fitz on the show, I don't know where Odie is.
The couch ate him.
Yeah. They have a man of color on this show. Maybe that's what we're missing on that show.
I know that
We
we
have a very,
talked about
we have a
that.
very white show over the
We
years.
do. We need to get like an Asian or a black in here.
And even the girls we had on the show were kind of manly.
Yeah, they were.
Like you know,
They're like six. They're at the best of 6.
the girl thinks she's funny. That that one.
At the best, the most shows had.
I think
Then
JL was more feminine than
He totally was. He had that whiny Jew voice.
He was very whiny.
He was.
He was very angry about stuff. He was a very angry
Well,
individual.
I think it's good to be angry every once in a while. You got to be.
He was
passionate.
always angry.
Well, you think he was angry or passionate? It's a difference.
I don't know. I don't know. If
Like today, you were angry, but you were passionate.
I was passionate. I get almost like Hitler. Sometimes when I get passionate about something, I start getting almost like dictatorship passion. Like you know, like how
That's
Hitler
getting
was.
whiny.
You know, like, he was getting really angry and passionate. I don't want to get that passionate. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be like that.
No.
No show I started watching lately.
Which one?
It's only because Doubleback's obsessed with it. The Office.
Yeah. No.
Not a fan.
No, not a fan.
It's actually pretty funny.
It's not bad.
I spent Sunday most of the day sitting on the couch over there,
Yeah.
and all I watched all day was Taj.0 in The Office.
The thing about The Office, and I said this before, it's not the content that bothers me. It's a funny show. I don't like the jerky the camera work annoys me.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it bothers me.
You don't like that kind of...
I'm in the minority here. I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's
all
something
right.
about it that bothers me.
I like breaking down the fourth wall and talking to the camera. I like that aspect.
I like when that happens.
Because I think what it does is adds another dimension to the show in which like you could have a character off by themselves and kind of doing
that
their
in
thing.
movies, too. Did you ever see
Yeah.
Deadpool? I like Deadpool.
Never seen Deadpool, no.
It's a great movie. It's hilarious. It's raunchy, too. It's really raunchy. You love Deadpool. And like I don't even like superhero movies that much, but that's one that's actually really hilarious because it's not like your typical superhero movie.
Adam plays Fortnite on PS4 or Xbox?
Xbox.
Xbox, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a new teammate.
Was it Wallace?
Yes.
Yeah.
He really blows up the stream, I gotta tell you. He's telling me to go to the mayor and complain. Yes, I'm gonna go. I should go to my councilman that I lost to.
The mayor's gonna take your call.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna call him. We should call him live on the show. Imagine.
Let's leave him some voicemail.
Just leave him. Yeah, we'll probably get arrested because I can't control myself. I'll start going on to a tangent. The next thing
It'll start off okay.
Yeah, I'll start off.
And then 30 seconds in, that's when it's.
Well, 30 seconds in, I'll say what my name is, and I'll just decreditize myself. Do you imagine I ran for political office in the city?
You tried.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Well, I ran. I technically did run.
You should do it again.
I didn't try. I did.
No, you did. You should do it again.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe next time we're gonna run for mayor. I'm gonna really throw a curveball on this one.
Yeah.
Imagine. Imagine if I run for mayor.
You should.
What an asshole I would be, huh?
That'd be hilarious.
I don't know what I would do. I'd be funny though. I'd bring back Craigslist. The casual encounters. That should get some votes. Some creepy people
Fight for
in the
net
city.
neutrality.
Yeah, net neutrality. That's your
dude,
stand on life
is.
right there.
That guy, that pie guy.
Yeah.
Whatever, Ajit Pai. That guy can suck a dick. I hate that guy. That guy's a horrible asshole. I remember we put that video out. He's like, you could still use Instagram. And he's like, did you see that stupid video?
Yeah, good for him. Go use Instagram. Go fuck yourself. Okay? Facebook. I don't give a shit. Here's the thing. No one owns the internet.
Well, now the FCC does, and now the cable companies will.
Yeah, and I hate both. I hate both of them.
I know.
And you know why I hate the FCC? Because I'm on live stream on the internet, and I could say fuck, fuckity fuck. And if I was on FM radio, and even Sirius satellite radio even restricts it to a point unless they're on special stations.
Yeah.
I couldn't say fuck, fuckity fuck. And sometimes you just want to fuck, fuckity fuck, you know? You know, sometimes you just can't resist. It is funny, though, listening to Stern swear. After growing up, listening to him not swearing.
Is he even good anymore? Is he just kind of going through the motions?
It's just interviews.
Yeah.
He has, like, a bunch of people that work for the station that do, like, skits and shit. And, like, he doesn't really do them anymore. And it's basically he just interviews celebrities. It's kind of like, I hate to say it. There's a lot of funny 30 seconds in your load. I don't know what. Oh, I think Eric's confused. Eric Powers, everyone, who just tuned into the show. A day late and a dollar shot.
As we're about to wrap
and
up.
he says, call who? Call the mayor. 30 seconds in and you blow your load. I don't know what that... I don't know. I think he thinks we're talking about like a sex station or something.
I don't know
like
what he's
that.
talking about.
What was I getting to? I just lost my fucking train of thought. Oh my god, what was I talking? Sue, you remember what I was talking about?
She's looking at wedding stuff.
Yeah, of course. What's your excuse in 8 months? Looking at
Oh,
divorce, looking at divorce
FCC.
stuff.
Let's backtrack. FCC.
Oh, Howard Stern.
Yeah, Howard Stern. Yeah.
So basically, I was getting to the point. So there's a lot of funny comedians in the city, right? And like everyone thinks they can have a podcast, all right? Even myself thinks they can have a podcast. But everyone, their brother has a podcast. But not and many of them have survived 10 years like this one has. But they'll have like a podcast and they'll do like 3 episodes. And all they do is interview other comics, right? Now, like Stephen W.K. What the hell? I always forget
Stephen
his
K.
name.
Richard?
Stephen Richard. No,
Stephen
Stephen
Richard
Richard K. Right?
Close enough.
He's a
Andrew
funny
W.K..
guy.
He's a
because
good guy.
he
I like
just, but he interviewed comedians. There's like, like Will Noonan interviews comedians. Like everyone interviews comedians. All right. I mean,
You got to work with what you have, though.
I guess so.
I mean, you got to interview somebody.
I interview you.
Yeah,
No,
you're
but like,
co-host.
I but here's the thing that I like to do differently. This is what I do differently. I like to have a comedian on because I like to talk about nothing like we do and get their input.
Yeah, having a third person
You know.
is really good.
We do. She sits on the couch occasionally, looks at white and stuff. Double back pops in. Power's made to 1 episode so far.
He did, yeah.
So I mean, it's different. But here's the thing: like, if you have a third person or a comedian or anyone who sits there, you could throw things at them. So you're not like interviewing the entire time. You know what I mean? It's kind of boring. I mean, hearing stories about comics gets a little dull all the time because they're very much similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like I don't know. I hate listening to interviews on the radio. Like listen to Stern, or like back in the day when I listened to Opie and Anthony when they used to have like an interview on. I used to hate it because it's like, all right, I'm gonna hear this guy like do this interview. Like, what do you do? How do you like this movie? What do you do there?
I
Like,
loved when he was on E. Like the E Network.
Stern?
Because he used to bring them in the studio. You'd see
Yeah.
them in the studio. That was actually really good. That was like the heyday.
But he
of
would.
Stern.
But
I
he used to
loved
do.
that.
He used to bring like Rob Lowe to interview him, and then he brought in 3 naked girls.
But see, that's what people want to see. You can't give the people what you think they want to see. You just give the people what they want. That's what you have to do, and that's what the people wanted to see, and that's why
They wanted to see Rob Lowe and naked girls.
Yeah, that's what people want.
Now we have Adam Mallet and Sue. What can you do for us tonight? Sue, we need a naked girl. What can you do for us?
Let's get a naked midget.
All right, well,
Craigslist.
Do a naked girl.
let's go. Nola,
Lola.
come on, Nola, we need you.
Wet, too.
She's wet.
Yeah.
We have a wet naked dog. That should do something
No,
for
we're definitely
ratings.
the minority factor. We got to get an Asian or a black guy in here.
Yeah,
Got to work on that.
Okay, we'll work on that.
We'll spray paint double back.
That'll probably rise a whole other issue right there.
It'll get attention. We'll Robert Loja him in Scarface. We'll
How many friends do we know like that? Like, I mean, I gotta say, our group of friends isn't very multiple cultural,
No, it's not.
and I don't think it's by choice. It's just by where we're from.
Possible. Yes, it's true.
You know, we're non-urban North Shore kids.
It's true.
This is who we are.
It is.
It's one thing if we grew up in like Boston, it would be a little different because we'd be a mixed bag.
Yeah.
There's not really many, minorities in the North Shore of suburban life.
No,
that maybe now there are, but when we grew up, there really wasn't. I had like 5 minorities in my graduating high school class,
I'm the closest thing to a black guy already.
just below the waist, Adam. And we have nothing against intermingling or anything like that. We would like to. But we can't just go out there and be like, hey, listen, we're looking for some black and Asian friends. Anyone want to be our friend? You can't really say that because it doesn't really work.
They took it away.
Craigslist took that away, so we can't do that anymore. So I guess we're saying this: if you're non-white and you want to be our friends, we'll welcome you into the party.
Everything we could get away with.
Come to our house.
Think of everything.
Come
we
to
could
the
get away
studio.
with.
Like
Everything
seriously,
we could say.
I'm reaching the hand out there for you guys. Come out and be our friend. So people don't think we're just a bunch of white dudes hanging out in the living room.
Well, still.
I guess so. I don't know.
On that note,
Yeah. Jesus. I don't know. Jesus.
Jesus.
Alex Wallace is on PS4, so you can't play him.
Hopefully they open up the cross play someday.
Someday they
PS1
will.
and Xbox One.
That's like Disney World and Universal. They'll never intermingle.
Yeah, exactly.
They're two different
There's
worlds.
been a push for it, but actually PlayStation, Sony's the one that's the holdout.
Yeah. Eventually, they're going to be bought out by someone.
Probably.
Here's a question for you. No, real quickly.
Atari's coming back.
Of course they are.
So is KB Toys. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, KB Toys is coming back.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm serious.
Really?
So is Circuit City. They're already back.
Well, they do the car thing.
It's just the name, though.
Yeah.
But like, it's not the same ownership.
Well, from what I understand, Circuit City's never went away. They've always kept an online like segment that they did other stuff like outsourced.
Yeah.
So the CircuitCity.com has always been up
Yes.
Um,
but
so
KB Toys is coming back.
online, or
And I don't know the full details.
Are they gonna do a
Sorry,
brick and
Sam,
mortar
like,
store?
We lost Toys R Us, but KB is making a comeback. But I don't know the extent of it.
Cable stores used to suck compared to Toys R
It
Us.
did.
It was like the poor man's.
It was.
Like if a mall had a Toys R Us in it, that was fucking. That's a mall.
Yeah.
Like remember the North Shore
one
Mall
in
when you were a
Woburn.
kid?
Yes.
Had the Toys R Us in the mall?
The one in Woburn was huge. No, it was across from the mall with Barnes and Noble.
it is now or was now.
Yeah,
right before, but it used to be attached to the mall
Yeah.
before they did the renovation of '94. Do you remember that?
Yes, I think so.
And you could go right to the end and then turn to the right, and the Toys R Us was an anchor store at the North Shore Mall. And then they plowed that shit all over and stuff and extended that wing all the way
So
down.
what happens to Babies R Us? Is that gone now too?
Yes, we were there yesterday. Everything is going away.
Wow. So what happens?
Well, we bought diapers for myself because I'm going backwards in time now.
so where's the
apparently.
place to go then for people who haven't kids?
Amazon,
Oh, that's right.
Target,
Oh, wow. They're gonna see
Walmart.
Goose.
I don't know.
Wally
I
World.
think eventually Walmart's gonna.
Why is
No.
everybody in Walmart
Listen,
dressed in camo?
no.
Everybody
Walmart's not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.
Walmart owns the deep south and the Midwest.
They do.
Target owns the Northeast and the Northwest.
Everybody in Walmart dressed in camo. Do you ever notice that? Going to a Walmart, you
Yeah.
see 10 people dressed in camo.
Me and Sue went to a Walmart
True.
at 3 a.m. and it was very, very lively.
That's an adventure. Was that New Hampshire?
No, it was in Tennessee.
I went to one in New Hampshire. This is 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Nothing says, hey, listen, You might see things you never thought you would see, like going to a Walmart at 3 a.m. You know,
Sounds like an adventure.
people having sex on futons.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of lot lizards, maybe.
Hey, listen, don't judge lot lizards. All right, they're just making them living for themselves. I love lot lizards, and lot lizards love me. You know. No, I was gonna tell you. I was gonna say cable. How do you feel about cable? You got rid of your cable,
I got rid
right?
of cable.
And you just pay for internet.
Yeah.
And what do you pay roughly
Well,
for?
and basic. I pay for like the
So you get the
news channels.
So you got rid of the high def box.
Yep.
So you have the little
I never
teeny
had it.
the $10 box. Like
No,
the,
I just still have the same box.
Okay.
I didn't even have the HD box to begin with.
So we have
'cause
20 channels.
I would not even,
Not even okay.
but I use Kodi for everything else.
Okay. So and how much you pay roughly for
Now?
that package?
It's like 70.
$70.
Yeah.
Okay. And you still get your news channels, but they're not in high def.
No.
But you ever think about just
But I use Kodi, and I have quite a few channels.
okay? And I was gonna say if you could just hook up a high def antenna to your TV and you get the high def news channels.
Yeah, but I use my Xbox anyway, and I use HD through that. So I never even had the HD box to begin with.
So what do you mean? What do you get HD through that? What, like an almost like a Netflix type stuff and everything like that?
Yeah, because my
And
TV's
Hulu?
HD, so
Okay,
it's like
yeah.
if I could stream my television through that,
Yeah.
and then I could watch in HD anyway.
Excellent. Okay, so $70. So that we pay $180.
But the thing is, you're a huge sports guy. That's the problem. Like I would recommend Kodi to you, but the thing is, the sports channels,
Yeah.
they're not so local. You know,
Because here's the thing. This is my dilemma. I could buy the packages, but a lot of them you can't get your local channels. So you can't get the Red Sox on MLB TV,
yeah.
which sucks. It's a catch-22. They make you buy the cable, and like Comcast, you can, but you have to have a certain package. It's still stupid.
You know what I don't understand? I know we gotta stop.
No, we own the airwaves here.
True, but you don't understand with the NFL the way they nickel and dime people.
Yeah.
How come the NFL still manages like the Patriots games are on local channel 4? Red Sox are on NESN, and that's a channel you have to pay for.
Yeah.
With the way the NFL nickels and dimes people, I am shocked.
And you know the rule of NFL, even if it's on ESPN, like on a Monday night, they have to air it to public airwaves at the local stations.
I'm actually shocked.
So,
You would
for
think-
example, if it's on ESPN on like Monday night, it simulcasts on Channel 5.
yeah, that's crazy.
And it has to. Any ABC affiliate has to
But
simulcast
why
it.
is that? Well,
Because they target the regular people.
but you would think Red Sox and all those other ones, like they're on
NASCAR
channels.
does that too, though.
It's just amazing the way the NFL is. You would think that'd be
Well-
on a paid channel, like a cable channel.
It is, but they're making enough money. They're not making the money from the channels, I don't think. It's
But
like,
that's not how they think. They're always thinking more money,
True.
money. They don't think like you. And
See,
me.
Nesson's on Nesson because Nesson is owned by the Red Sox. They own their own TV station, so they don't have to pay to have it broadcast. So they're paying themselves.
Yeah, they used to be on 56, WLVI
Yes.
56.
And then they went, when they developed Nesson, they only had their away games on Nesson. And their home games are on, they were on Fox. I remember they were on Fox. They were on 38. They were on 56. I remember they're going through those phases. But Nesson was developed by the Red Sox. When you buy the Red Sox,
Well,
you
that
buy
makes sense.
three things. You buy Fenway Park, you buy the Red Sox, and you buy Nesson. Nesson is part of it. And the Bruins are a sublease of Nesson because they got in some contract years ago when, I don't know what happened. They couldn't, hockey wasn't really being aired on regular TV, I guess, And then all of a sudden the Comcast network, which remember originally used to be the sports channel. Do you remember the sports channel, premium channel you used to get back in the day?
I actually don't.
When you first had cable, you had like the, all right, so you had Cinemax, Showtime, HBO, and you
Yes.
had the sports channel, which
I
was
thought
a
you were gonna
premium
say
channel.
Spice.
You had Spice.
You had to pay extra for
And
that,
Spice.
though.
These are all extra channels. Out of the 99 channels you possibly get, that was one of them. So I remember the sports channel developed over the years, and it turned into like a few other channels. Over the years, it was bought, and eventually Comcast bought it. And it was used to be Comcast Sports. Now it's NBC because NBC now owns Comcast,
Okay.
which is funny because NBC owns Comcast, and then that radio show in Boston that simulcast on NBC Sports is actually owned by CBS, which is a WNBC. WNBC. Doesn't make any sense. Everyone owns everyone, I guess, at the end of the day. I'm really into these Disney YouTube blogs.
Disney?
No, it's like inside Disney and like the parks and the workings and stuff like this.
Oh, okay. For a minute,
And
I'm like, Arty, where you going with this?
There's some interesting shit about how when MGM Studios opened back in the day, they were so in debt that they needed to pretty much sign on other movies that weren't Disney brands to bring into. That's why King Kong was in MGM and like all these other movies were MGM.
Universal? Isn't it because- I thought
No,
King Kong was
Universal is something different.
I thought King Kong was Universal, though. No.
No, I'm thinking. Yeah, you're right. King Kong was Universal. No, so no, wasn't that? So that's another thing too. So okay, what happened? MGM developed. They opened. They were in debt, and they didn't have enough Disney movies to supply it. So they went to movies that were owned by Universal to put in Disney, but they had like some other like production company, right? Like King Kong and stuff like that. So then when Universal opened, they also had other movies. So there's like, for example, The Simpsons.
Okay,
The Simpsons are owned by Disney.
Well, now they are. Well,
Yeah.
the deal hasn't officially been gone through.
But
Yeah, they will be.
there's a Simpsons ride at Universal.
Yeah, it's at Universal, yeah.
So
It's going to be gone.
But there was for example, like Star Wars was on both of them because Star Wars was they had. You get like there's so much intermingling that
it won't be anymore, though.
Well,
'Cause
eventually,
Disney just bought Fox, so The Simpsons is going to be bye-bye.
well, maybe not. Oh, they pay a
least.
lease.
Yeah.
Or they pay the rights. But here's one thing that's going to happen. I think just Universal and Disney are going to just merge.
Oh, I hope not.
And do you know Disney
I hope not.
has a second production company called what the hell is
The
it
Fox
called?
deal might not go through because
Maybe.
of monopoly rules. It might not
Could.
happen. I hope it doesn't.
Did you know Touchstone Films is owned by Disney?
I believe it.
And
You own ESPN, too.
do you know? So Touchstone Films
They own
own
everything.
But do you know the reason why Disney developed Touchstone Films?
Why?
They put it more adult movies in movies they think are going to bomb under the Touchstone number. So,
Yeah,
for example,
yeah.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit
Yeah.
was a Disney movie, but they marketed it under Touchstone.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah.
But then they were shocked that Who Framed Roger Rabbit was the second most gross movie for 1989.
it happens. Certain things
So-
slip through, you know.
But like, Disney owns everything. They own MG. They own ESPN, ABC.
They're going to be starting their own streaming service, but they already said that shows like Daredevil, there are shows that are produced that are Disney owned because of Marvel, but they're produced by Netflix. And a lot of people are like, what's going to happen once Disney
Ooh.
starts their streaming service? And Disney said, no, those shows are too adult. They're not going to be on our stream. We're going to keep them on Netflix.
Even though
is
Disney
pretty smart.
has an erected penis on the
yeah.
cover of Little Mermaid, that goes for what, $1,000 now? $8,000 if you have that extra. I bet my mother has that in the house.
Funny thing about Universal, when that theme park first opened at Universal,
Yeah.
it opened with no music playing.
Yes, I did hear that
It's
one.
creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
I never realized how creepy it would be to walk around a theme park with no music playing.
Yeah, because you ever walk like at night when they're closing, the music's playing, but it's louder than usual. Like me and her
Yes.
were walking through Epcot
Yeah.
at like 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and the music was still playing. It's kind of eerie when the music's playing too at night too, but they never shut the music off.
Yeah.
It always plays.
Yeah, it would just be like a dark alley if you.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. Amusement parks frequent. My goal in my life is when I make my first $1 million, I'm gonna open a theme park.
What the fuck is that?
Would you come to my theme park?
I would. Your theme park would have a lot of sexually oriented
No.
rides, wouldn't it be?
My castle will look like a penis. That's about it.
I picture, this is what I picture, Arty, in your theme park. I picture being on a roller coaster shaped like a penis.
Yep.
And going through a giant mouth.
Oh,
That would be something that would.
that's a good idea. Maybe you can be
And
my
then the vagina would be the corkscrew.
maybe you can be my head designer for that roller coaster
Oh,
ride.
thank you.
Are we keeping you up, Miss Susan? Dozing off over there. Is this show not entertaining to you?
She's honest.
She's honest.
At any rate.
Yeah,
All right.
okay. We'll call it a wrap. Yeah, I think we've done enough.
My old man bladder's starting to get me.
We did enough
Part way.
damage tonight.
Just over an hour.
Yeah, usually after an hour, Mallet runs up and uses the
Well, I didn't drink
restroom.
as much water this time.
That's
so,
good.
yeah.
Well, anywho, all right. You plugging anything?
Oh, the usual. Check out warrunreports.com. Also on also on Twitter.
On the Twitter.
The Twitter.
The
Trying to be more
Twitter.
active. Trying to.
Whalewin reports the poor man's packy. It's actually more proactive than the packy these days. The packy get the ID84 show and occasionally a Wicked Explorer episode pops up there or two.
Wicked.
We're over 100 episodes of the Wicked Explorers. You know that?
Wow.
Do you even watch them? You're in them.
She might not realize it sometimes, but
Yeah,
she is.
you don't realize you're in them, but you're in them. Nola came to me the other day and she wants what's that called when you get money for doing something?
Reparations.
Yeah, like
It's like a slave thing.
she wants royalties for being
Royalties.
in the Wicked Explorers. Daddy, I need royalties for being a Wicked Explorers. I need money for that stuff. You should be paying me. Nola has a guest list for our wedding.
Oh wow.
It's like 75 people of all different types of animals that she knows, like three-legged alligator that you guys can see on the Wicked Explorers, episode 108.
The parrot.
The parrot is an asshole. You know. And her ear is soaking wet. Looks like a pancake right now.
I can't see because this light is flashing completely
yeah.
in my face and it's blinding me as I look at it. So
I gotta
there's
say
nothing going on.
with the light and the camera actually looks better. It looks pretty. It looks like a real studio here. Looks like we actually know what we're doing. Believe it or not. All right, so the World Worm Reports, the Packy, the Wicked Explorers. These are all things you could search. If you enjoy this show, watching it on YouTube, on below, right about there, you can click the little Packy icon and subscribe. And then you hit the little bell.
Ooh.
And then you get
And it
alerted
alerts.
every time we post a new video. So here you go. There's no excuse. And then if you'd like us to listen to us and you don't necessarily like to look at us, which I don't blame you, we have a face for radio. You can listen to us on iTunes, and you can also subscribe to that and leave a comment because that's how their algorithm works. If you leave a comment, people like us.
What's
give
that
us
word
a-
again?
Algorithm.
There you go.
Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, I don't care. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you really feel. You know. And if you could find Adam pants that fit, let him know because he's having trouble.
What? My pants fit fine.
That's what she said.
But boom.
But boom.
All right.
All right. Everyone have a good week, and we'll see you fuckers later. Bye.